A very good morning to everyone on the webinar. Thank you for joining us for one of the Sangoma webinars in this series. Today we are discussing the benefits of using SIPStation with FreePBX. My name is Justin Tolsma. I am responsible for channel sales and business development, and I will be assisting my colleague Lauren Croxon, who is the Director of Sales for UK and Ireland, North and Western Europe. Before we start the webinar, I would like to draw your attention to the webinar series that Sangoma is having. So please register for them all. Today, of course, as you can see, the benefits of using SIPStation with FreePBX. Then next week, the webinar is utilizing SwitchFox as a contact center. Then we have 2 webinars and at the end of February, early March, about why partner with Sangoma. Very interesting for partners and potential partners. And then in April, we have the webinar FreePBX and Beyond and about hospitality solutions of Sangoma. Please keep an eye out for on our LinkedIn Sangoma International page. Please subscribe, like, and share. You will find all the information. We will also then notify you beforehand when the webinar is there, and you can also later on find a link to the recording of each of the webinars. As a start, everyone is on mute. And if you have any questions, please add them to the questions bar of this platform. We will have a question and answer portion at the end of the webinar. So what are we going to discuss? We, of course, want to introduce you a little bit to who Sangoma is and where we are today, for those of you who don't know yet. We're talking about FreePBX. What is SIPStation? The benefits of SIPStation with FreePBX. Of course, we'll have a quick summary, and if there's time, we will answer some questions that are in the chat. I'll hand it over now to my colleague, Lauren, who will do the portion on Sangoma today.
Thank you, Justin. Lovely to meet you all. So yes, I'm going to go through Sangoma and where we are, who we are as of today. When my slides get there you go. So for anyone who doesn't know Sangoma, and I hope you all do, Sangoma is a company that has been running for 40 years actually this year, for a long time, and we come from a very technical background of supplying cards for Asterisk so people can build their phone systems like you guys do today. But we've grown a lot over those years and acquired some companies along the way, which has now given us the kind of end-to-end solution provider for communications. We're a global company recognized by the Gartner Magic Quadrant, for Sullivan, staff globally, support globally, and customers globally. And the biggest thing that I like on this screen, and I think a lot of people don't realize, is we have kind of, I think, just in excess of 2.7 million UC seats globally, which is a big number. And a lot of people who may not know Sangoma may not know those stats. As I said, we are recognized in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. And this is our 9th year actually now that we featured in this, and we kind of sit in the niche players here. And this is because we have a considerable share of customer base outside of the US. We have a value-based pricing strategy, and we are one of few vendors that can deliver the complete UCaaS solution, and more importantly, that we can supply both cloud and hardware, not just in the desk phones and headsets, but actually in the physical PBX units, those piece of tins, which I know everyone's kind of shouting and raving about cloud, and I do get it. We all use it, but there are still many reasons why a lot of businesses prefer to have their own PBX in a piece of tin in their office. So how does Sangoma look today? So as I said, you can see in this bottom row the network interconnect section. That's kind of our background. That's where we come from. That's where those Sangoma telecom cards are, along with our gateways, which was Vega, SBCs. As you can see, sitting next to them, you've got FreePBX and Asterisk, which is you guys. That's our open source world. And we've also got our soft clients and our endpoints, which are all of our desk phones. That's the P series range. And then over the years, what we've done is we've evolved into this second layer of as a service. And this is the likes of the UC, the trunking, which is what we're going to be talking about today with SIPStation, video meetings, CPaaS, CCaaS, all the asses is the politest way to put it. I call them the Sangoma asses. And like many companies today, we are moving into that software as a service company, but we're not forgetting our roots. We still very much do a lot of business within our hardware sales, and we have no intentions of stopping that. So all of these products are owned, managed, built, developed by Sangoma. It's all our own IP, which we're super proud of. But that means as a vendor, we have the responsibility to continue that development work into these products and support them. And to you as our customers, that means that you've only got one place to go, and that is Sangoma. We will support it, fix it, and obviously do some more development work to keep up with the trends and the way the world is going. And as part of that, Sangoma is very much a company about choice. What we want to give is you, our customers, whether you're an end customer, reseller, distributor, systems integrator, we want to give you the choice of how you sell. And that can be via the various products, whether it's software, cloud, hardware, or a hybrid of the mix. You can do that. We have the ability to sell it outright to you, or you can lease or rent the products and have it as more of a recurring revenue. So kind of that CapEx to OpEx. We want to give you, our customer, and your businesses that choice of how you want to deploy it and run your business. So that's kind of where Sangoma is today, and hopefully that gives you a real good insight on who we are and where we're going. I'm going to hand it over to Justin, who is going to talk about all things FreePBX.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for that good explanation and introduction overview of Sangoma. There you can see our good friends, the frog with FreePBX. So the next slide is, can I move it? Yes, I can. What is FreePBX? I know the people on this webinar probably know it, but for those of you who don't, let me explain. First of all, Lauren mentioned just earlier, Sangoma is 40 years old. Well, funnily enough, FreePBX this year is 20 years old. So we have a few anniversaries, which is always nice. And I'll tell you a third one later on, and very shortly actually. So what is FreePBX? Just a quick explanation. I don't have to go through all the details. The most important thing is it's the most popular open source IP PBX in the world. It's very powerful, it's very easy to use, and it's based on probably the most known software in the back end of it, which is Asterisk. And as many of you know, or for those of you who don't know it, Asterisk is also part of the Sangoma portfolio. We are also the guardian organization for that open source software. So FreePBX is basically a graphic interface on top of Asterisk, which makes it easier to use that very, very, very powerful software for PBXs. Asterisk this year is 25 years old. So I want to just put it in there. So that's 3 anniversaries already. So it shows the depth and the breadth and the history and the knowledge that Sangoma has, not only with these products, but with all the products that we have in our portfolio. One of the key things, of course, as you all know, it's community supported. We have millions and millions of installations all over the world, but we also have a very active user base. So the organizations, the technicians, the engineers that use this are also very active on our forums, on our wiki. They have their own groups and share that information, which is the power of open source. So nearly any question that has been asked or that you might have about FreePBX has already most likely been asked and is logged somewhere on one of the forums or on our wiki page that we have. Sangoma is the main sponsor, but also we are the main developer. So most of the development work of FreePBX is done by us, by our in-house engineers. We don't outsource our engineering. All our engineers are in-house. But we do read, and our product managers also read the forums. And if there is tips or ways to improve it, we are very active. Our engineers and our product management is very active on those forums. What can it do? Well, I'll show you on the next page what it can do, but it's endless. It's fully customizable. You can integrate it with all kinds of third-party applications. We also have a wide array of commercial modules to add on to the standard capabilities already. So it's the options, the possibilities are endless. It's not only as a software, as you can see on the picture, we also offer it on an appliance. So the appliance comes then with a year warranty and with the FreePBX and the operating system already installed on it. So if you don't have a spare server or you want to use it on a dedicated machine, knowing that it works very well, because of course we test every single thing, you can purchase an appliance through our store, and therefore you know, and they are from 20-25 users to 400 users and more. So you can scale it whatever you want. It's compatible with over 300 different endpoints, and that I don't mean 300 users only. No, it's 300 endpoint different manufacturers, not only the Sangoma phones, which of course are perfectly to use with FreePBX, but also third-party phones are, you can use them on FreePBX. As I said, the features, and I'm not going through all of them, but many of you most likely have seen this table already, but it shows you the depth and the breadth that FreePBX actually is. In the highlighted section is some feature add-ons which you can purchase through our portal and link it immediately to your deployments and get you even more usage out of this very powerful system. And this is not everything there. This is what we offer, and then there's in the groups you can find even more add-ons, and we work with a call center module or call center dedicated call center softwares. Lots of organizations utilize FreePBX embedded into an overall solution, so options are plentiful. Let's go to the next page. What I wanted to talk about also is FreePBX, absolutely amazing. But if you'd like to have something different, perhaps more QA'd, a commercial system, then we have FreePBX Act, which is basically built on FreePBX. It's still an open source. It's still the same software underneath, but it's more hardened. There is quality control, there's version control in it. So with FreePBX, because it's open source, when there's a new version, of course, we do a little bit of trial of testing, but as soon as we have a new release, it will go out in the world. With PBXact, we will test that and we will make sure that it works perfectly together with all the modules, that it won't break the modules, those kinds of things. Also, one of the advantages of PBXact is it comes with a lot of features already included in the software, in the standards, which you have to pay for FreePBX. So at a certain point, it will actually be more commercially interesting for you to actually use PBXact instead of FreePBX, because for you as customer, or for your end customer if you're a reseller, it might be even more beneficial and cost effective to use PBXact. So some of the features that are included in PBXact standards, which are add-ons in FreePBX, is extension routing, endpoint manager, sysadmin pro, CRM link, which is a very important part, voicemail notification, and most importantly, what people love is the soft phones are included for every single user. We call it Sangoma Talk on the mobile. We call it Sangoma Phone on the desktop and laptop. That means Windows or Mac, doesn't make a difference. Both of them can be used, but that comes for free for every user. It can be purchased as a hardware on a box, similar as to FreePBX, but it also can be as a software, and you can run it in your own data center, and you pay on a user basis. You will have SLAs and maintenance plans, software updates, all those kinds of things. So that is PBXact. Then finally, I want to talk about our full-fledged, all singing, all dancing, unified communications platform called SwitchVox. SwitchVox is not merely a PBX, it's way more than that. It's a business phone system. So everything a business nowadays wants with, as you can see in the features, chat, video, call center functionalities, as you've seen already. We're having a webinar about that one next week. We have click to dial. There's all types of call stats in that. SwitchVox is a very, very, very powerful unified communications platform for any modern business. It can be, and this is where Sangoma, and Laura mentioned it already, unique. We can deploy SwitchVox in any way you want. We can deploy it on premise. That can be on a box, as you can see on the picture, but we can also put it, deploy it as a software on your own servers. We can offer it as a service, so we run it on our servers, and we can run it as full cloud. And full cloud means then there's a SIP trunk attached to the SwitchVox, so it comes with minutes included and all that kind of stuff. Of course, it is connected to SIPStation. And that brings us to the next part.
Thank you, Justin. So yes, let's get down and talk about SIPStation, which is what we've all come here today. There you go, SIPStation. So what is SIPStation? SIPStation is our trunking service that we run in the UK here. It is also available in the US. And SIPStation is our feature SIP trunking solution for the kind of SMBs and enterprises. For anyone, and I'm sure you all know what a SIP is on this webinar, but for anyone that doesn't know, a SIP is the digital method for making and receiving phone calls. Not just that, obviously it can also be used for multimedia communication, like voice, video, and messages. The 5 reasons to choose SIPStation with ourselves. First and foremost, let's be honest, we're all very cost efficient, especially in today's world. So we have various contracts, monthly, annual, 3-year plans. We also have 2 different plans. You can go for a pay-as-you-go plan, or we have bundled plans where it's more inclusive minutes. And what this does, it means that you or all your customers can save money. First and foremost, most important, it's flexible. We can give you the ability to scale, so you can increase and decrease SIP channels within your contract term. It's reliable, and you know that's the one thing that I would say about Sangoma. We are reliable. Our SIPStation is all hosted within the UK, managed by ourselves. We do not rely on anyone else. It's fully supported by ourselves, Sangoma, and future-proof. So, and what we mean by future-proof is not to go on about it too much because I know everyone's talking about it, but we do have the big switch off looming in 2020-25. So anyone that is looking to migrate onto SIP, this is the best place to start. The features for our SIPStation streamlined, end-to-end connectivity, obviously with FreePBX, that's what we're talking about today, PBXat, but also it can be connected to any PBX. We don't limit it just to our products. It's very open to any PBX. As I mentioned, it is scalable, so you can add and remove channels with ease. Keep your existing numbers. We can do the porting. Migration, so we can move from that ISDN network. Unlimited calling plans. Again, as I spoke about, we have those bundles where the minutes are inclusive for UK fixed and mobiles. Choose your new numbers. If you don't have any, and this is you starting out for the first time, you can choose your numbers for the area code that you wish to be in. Obviously, emergency 999. And we have a built-in failure. You can reroute calls in case of a network failure. And I'm going to talk about this section first, as it leads nicely onto it. So this is just a quick screen on how our kind of cloud portal looks for our instances. So this is where you would go to do your call forwarding. And I am going to do this. 1 second. I'm going to take you through it just so you can see how it works. So you would go into our portal, you would log in, you would find your instance, and that way you can basically select your instance, which will be this one here. You would select your account. Let's say we go for the pay-as-you-go one. You click on details. You can talk about this. And then you would find your account with all your details. As you can see, you've got the instance name, the type of contract being pay-as-you-go. There's a button here where you click for support, and then it showcases your numbers. You would then also type in, as you can see, it says number being forwarded. So this is the number that you want to forward. You would then enter the number, modify, and it will do this. And how we do that, I'm going to do that in real time. Move this across, there you go. So this is basically the same screenshot that I just showed you, but I'm going to modify the number. As you can see, it's taken us through. You've now got the number here, 01344. That's the number I want to forward. So I'm going to pop in a new number. I want to send it to this one. If I hit this, it will say it has now been forwarded. Please test a call to actually double confirm that forward is working. And then if I go back and refresh, voila. You can now see that that number has been changed. So this is something you can manage, whether you're for your clients, if anything that comes up and you need to forward that number, you can do that on your own, in your real time, quick as a button. There is no delays on that. It just gives you more control over your SIP. There you go. So what does this cost? As I mentioned, we've got various plans. We have month to month, 1 year and 3 year. We have SIP inclusive per channel, and those are the pricings that are different throughout. And then you've got pay as you go, obviously the cost throughout, telephone numbers, cost, and then the cost to number port. I just want to say on the number porting, we do cap it at 5 numbers. So once you get to 5, anything over that, the cost remains the same, if all put through at the same time. Now, the difference between inclusive and pay-as-you-go, with the SIP inclusive, each channel would get 3,000 minutes per channel bundled for UK fixed and mobiles. The pay-as-you-go is literally, as we all know what pay-as-you-go is, you will buy your SIP actual channel, but your calls are going to be metered. So for whatever you use, you get charged. Oh, there you go. There's the two differences. Justin's laughing at me over the side there. But just to reiterate, and obviously also including that, you have your emergency calls and our support as well, which is 24/7. So benefits of SIPStation with FreePBX. 6 reasons to have SIPStation. So choice. Based on your customer or business needs, you can choose whether that be a pay-as-you-go or an inclusive, a month-to-month, year, 3-year, whatever you or your customers need, it's what's best for them. It's coming from a trusted provider for your PBX. And obviously, when it's paired with the likes of FreePBX, PBXat, SwitchFox, then the best thing, again, about that is having that one-stop shop. You only have one place to go. Touch wood, if there was ever any issues on anything, you just come to us. That's one phone call. That's one person that you need to talk to. You don't need to spend your time running around various different vendors to find a fix. Very easy to manage and deploy. We always talk about this point because I actually do think it's important. It's giving back to that open source community. All of these services that we supply and sell, the revenue that we make from these things is put back into the likes of FreePBX and Asterisk. That's where we put our money into by supporting those open source. So I can't stress enough, by supporting Sangoma, you are supporting your own community as well. And a great value deck. For example, US calls from 2p per minute. And we have a rate checker within our portal. So if you wanted to go and look and say, oh, I don't know, if you want to check a number to somewhere, I'm going to put in this one. You can look it up and go, right, how much is that going to cost? There you go. It's a UK mobile, and that's going to cost that. And now that could be any number. International, you can just go in, check it, see what the costs are going to be, and voila, it's going to show you. So I'm going to talk you through just how easy it is to work with us and to buy this service. So what you need to do is you would go to my mouse, SIPStation. This is just the first page, but I'm going to bring up the actual site so I can show you guys around. So this is sipstation.co.uk. As you can see, this is our website, talks all about our trunking, talks about the features, top 5 reasons, shows you the 2 various options you have, and that's a flip between. Contact us to purchase, it's very easy, and that gives you all the information that is required. You can get quotes. I'll move that back out, there you go. So once you have requested to have a quote for SIPStation, you would be showcasing this, and this is where you would input your information. So up here, I've got a pay-as-you-go quote. You would input your name, business name, email, phone number. You would select the contract length in which you want your SIPStation to run, request an area code on where you want those numbers, should you be wanting to buy new numbers. You select how many channels. So we've got here 5, 2 geographical numbers, and we're not porting any numbers. We're going to buy some new ones. It will then tell you the total cost exclusive of VAT. That will be your cost. You can click and bring my mouse around here at the bottom by check-in. I agree to the T's and C's. This one here. Then you would put in your business address details and submit. That would then get sent through to our system, and it will then populate the purchase. And what that means to you is that you will then receive an email with a direct debit mandate, because obviously that's how payment is taken. This is all secure. This would all, you input your details, that comes back to our system, sets up the full file, so that's all good to go. Once that's all been done, you would then receive a welcome email from Sangoma with your SIP credentials. And that will have stuff welcoming you. It'll be your SIP credentials. It will highlight how to access your account on the portal to manage for future. All the relevant information required, where you can get support from. So it's a real welcome. And then after that, you'll get a following email, and for security reasons, it is separate with your password for your SIP. And then once you've got that, you can then obviously add this to your FreePBX. Now, again, I'm sure a lot of you know how to do this, But just in case no one does, or they're looking to do it for the first time, there is a lot of documentation at Sangoma, and I'm sure there is also on the FreePBX community, anyone can help. But you would obviously go into your FreePBX, log in, navigate to the trunks module under connectivity. As you can see, we've got obviously showcase. Click on add new SIP, voila. And then you would assign a name for your SIP trunk and configure the parameters. This is literally what the FreePBX would look like today. Then you configure the trunks and keep going through all your patterns. Configure service provider trunks, trunk name, configure SIP trunk credentials. And then I just jumped ahead. And then that's it. It's that simple. I'd like to say it's that simple. I'm sure sometimes there's little things that will come up, but that is the process of attaching a SIP. Now, whether that be our SIP or someone else's, that is the process you'd go through. But I just want to reiterate that by choosing our SIPStation with FreePBX or PBExact, the support from Sangoma is full from end to end. We can help you with that, and that's what I think is the most important thing in today's world. We all run around like headless chickens, and time is of the essence. So to have a vendor that is behind you 24/7 and assisting you with this, and having one point of contact for support, for assistance, any issues, I think that's super, super important. And as I said again, you're not just purchasing SIP from Sangoma. You're giving back to that community. That money that we make, we reinvest to the open source to keep that community going and that platform. I'm gonna hand you back to the lovely Justin.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for that that presentation. It was very clear to me. I'm not the most technical person myself, but yeah, adding that SIP trunk with the explanations and the tutorials that are available, I might even try to give it a go and see if I can get it working, because it does not look that difficult, but probably it's more to it than it does. Okay, let me give a quick summary of what we just discussed, and we have some questions already, but yeah, if you have a question, please put them into the question box. We will address them after the summary. So Sangoma, as we mentioned already at the start of the webinar, we are the primary developer, sponsor, guardian organization, so to say, of Asterisk and FreePBX, the most two powerful open source communication projects in the world, because they are projects. That's how we see it. SIPStation is our award-winning SIP trunking for SMB. So 1, 2 equals 3 immediately. So if you have used FreePBX, use SIPStation, comes all from the same organization. As Laura mentioned already, if something for whatever reason should go wrong, there's no finger pointing from the SIP provider to the PBX provider and so forward. You have one hand to shake if something for whatever reason might go wrong. You have choices with Sangoma. You have choices PBX wise. We're talking about FreePBX at the moment, but should you wish to or need to upgrade that, that is possible. But we also have choices with regards to our SIP trunking. We can go from the inclusive bundle, pay as you go. Anything is possible. As Laura mentioned, we keep on forgetting to highlight that is you give back to the open source community. How important is that? We dedicate a lot of time, effort, and yes, also money to keeping the projects running and up to date and developing them. If you acquire some of the commercial modules, the SIP trunking, the phones with it, part of that investment in that hardware or those services are being put back into the open source community. FreePBX, as I mentioned, fantastic software. Updates to you can upgrade to commercial modules. You can upgrade to a full-fledged cloud solution with SwitchFox if you want to keep the familiarity of your FreePBX, but you could use with some add-on modules. PBExact is then the way to go. Head to SIPStation to see what it's about, how easy to install it. Absolutely amazing. And now we head on to the questions part, if I still have control. No, there we go. Do we have any questions? And yes, I can see a few already. First, because perhaps we should have said that in the beginning also. I notice also that we have some people from mainland Europe on the phone. One of the questions is this available across Europe? And unfortunately, FreePBX, absolutely, yes, download FreePBX wherever you are in the world. Unfortunately, our trunking service, SIPStation, is only available at this moment in the UK. And that has to do with all kinds of legal reasons, challenges that it might have with regards to all the different laws and regulations. At this moment, the SIPStation offering that we have is UK only. So unfortunately, we can't help you with that. Good question, though, to be honest. And we should have mentioned that at the beginning of the webinar. Other question is, so you have two different subscription types. Can we mix and match? No, unfortunately not. If you choose for a pay-as-you-go, as Laura mentioned already, there's a minimum of 2 trunks per, let's say, purchase or subscription. You can't have a pay-as-you-go, 1 trunk, and a all-inclusive 2nd trunk. If you choose for pay-as-you-go, then all the trunks will be pay-as-you-go. If you choose inclusive, you will have all the trunks and channels as inclusive. That means also that the numbers, the free minutes will be shared across all the different channels. So if you have one person that likes calling day, nights, whatever, all those minutes will be accumulated, and that will go out of will become, say, one bundle. Any other questions? Let me have a look. I know Laura mentioned it already, but the question was asked, I think, before Laura mentioned it. Can I use SIPStation with non-Sangoma PBXs? Absolutely, yes, of course, 100%. Yes, it would be nice to have it attached to a Sangoma PBX, but no, whatever PBX you have, get ready for the big switch of 2025. If you have a current PBX which is voice and VoIP enabled, if not, then please get in touch. Also, we have some choices with regards to utilizing your current PBX, analog ISDN PBX, and SIPStation. So please get in touch with me. Get in touch with we will give you the email address at the end, telephone number. Get in touch with or your reseller, your Sangoma reseller, or if you're a reseller, get in touch with us. We can help you and show you what you can do with that. I think that's all for the questions, unless you see any more. I don't have visibility of all of them, Lauren. No, Lauren is saying no to me. Okay, on to the next page. So as a reminder, the Sangoma webinar series, you see the tick box after the first one. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you'll follow all the rest of them. Also, as I said, go to Sangoma International LinkedIn page, subscribe to it, follow it. You will then get updates on your daily feed, and you will see the webinars pop up as and when. I know that the link to the next week webinar about SwitchFox and Contact Center is up there already, so please do that. We've done this. Thank you very much for attending. If a question pops up after we close down the webinar, please get in touch with us on the next page. So europe@sangoma.com. Call us on the number 01344 269 220. then me, Lauren, of one or the other colleagues will pick up the phone and help you through it or guide you in the right direction. Thank you very much again. Thank you, Lauren, for a brilliant presentation.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.